Go ahead, Andre.
Well, again, he's not going to answer the question that they wanted to answer. He's going to direct the conversation the way he wants it. But at the end of the day, Netanyahu said, I'm paraphrasing, but we have a friend and he feels better than he has in a long time about the leader of the free world that's willing to work with him, and the Jewish people feel better. And even people that want freedom in the Palestinian territory feel better about Donald Trump as the new leader of the United States of America.
Hillary, go ahead.
Well, I'd say two things. With regard to Netanyahu and Israel, I think it's offensive to suggest that the last several presidents didn't also want peace in the Middle East, didn't actually try for peace in the Middle East. And Netanyahu, and I'm a big supporter of Israel, of course, Netanyahu was, one of the largest dividers and problems in this regard. I think the problem we have consistently with Donald Trump, and it goes to what people are going through now with these deportations, is this sense of tone deafness that he has about the division in this country. He says, oh yes, we have a divided country, but takes no responsibility for trying to heal it. We're going to heal it how? Words from the president matter.
Yeah.
If the president went there and responded and said, I don't want racism in this country. There's no place for prejudice.
Yeah.
We need to make sure people don't feel that way, don't feel afraid, don't act that way. If he disavowed the racism that so many of his supporters are pushing, that would help. But instead, he sort of takes away from his own sense of being a part of that.
I want to get
doesn't fly.
The other people in here. If you would ask me the question, I would say anti-Semitism will not be tolerated. Neither will racism or bigotry. End of story.
Right, but you are not an epic narcissist. What Donald Trump did was he was asked a question about the concerns that American Jews have. There have been dozens of bomb threats at Jewish community centers, for instance. My own children go to a Jewish day school. There's a tremendous amount of concern about the rise of anti-Semitism. Donald Trump made the answer about himself. By the way, do you know that I had such a huge electoral victory? And then at the end he mentions, I have some Jewish relatives. The moral tone deafness comes from the epic narcissism of thinking that what's important is for him to talk about boasting about himself when he's being asked to address some very legitimate concerns among people whom he's supposed to be representing as president.
Yeah, you still sound surprised by it.
I may be depressed by the surprise.
No, I think, look, this is an obvious chance to just hit it out of the park. He doesn't do that. He goes to himself. He goes to validating himself. That is part of who he is, and it's part of what this presidency is.
But I want to let you finish. But I want to say, is every single person that